Rewind the tape on Jeffrey Dahmer for a second. He was interviewed while he was in his jail cell, right after he did all those crimes. And he said, "Oh, the reason why I did this is because I live in a godless society where there is no moral obligation, and so I could live out my desires any old way I want to. And so I killed and ate. Okay, he didn't need to plead for insanity. That was too beautifully, logically put. So if there is no God, Jeffrey Dahmer understood, I can do whatever I want. He lived that out.
Yep.
So starting there, is that the better alternative? Because I think he's being very consistent in his worldview. And then yes, if I woke up as a mental health counselor, I do believe there was probably some mental health issues going on if I woke up and all of a sudden I had done this. But that's the freakish thing about grace. When Jesus calls us to forgive 70 times 7, an endless number. At first I hated that when I heard that as a little kid, because I didn't want to forgive my brothers for everything. Now I love it, because I want somebody to forgive me that often.
Well, that's the thing, is that probably at that age, you hadn't been in need of much forgiveness yourself.
Oh, yes, I had.
Well, maybe
I got all the spankings behind the garage, that was me.
Yeah.
No. So the freakish thing is, it goes back, since we started with slavery, it goes right back to the black church. The black church and the Amish have understood it better than anybody I've seen in the last 10 years. And that was when the Amish church got shot up, and it was all those little kids who were homeschooled, and the guy who shot him up because his wife couldn't get pregnant, I believe, or he lost a daughter in stillbirth. And they said that week, we're going to take care of your wife because you're going to jail, obviously, for life. We're going to have her into our Bible study, and we're going to feed her and give her a roof over her head. Like that, it was a knee-jerk act of forgiveness. And then you go to the black church, the A&E church. If you remember, in South Carolina, gets shot up by that racist white boy, executionary style, in church on a Wednesday night. Their response, and if you see interviews of even the kids, most of them were college age, immediately sobbing, but saying, "Of course I forgive." Knee jerk, out of the heart. It wasn't like, "I'm going to kill this kid and forgive." They also stated, "We want him to come to our next Bible study that week." And then you have another example of a black guy who was wrongfully shot by a racist white cop, Botham Jean. I don't know if you remember that story, where his brother gives his testimony after he is shot and she is being tried in the courtroom. He asks the judge, "Can I give her a hug?" He's just completely sobbing, walks across the courtroom, gives her a hug. She completely breaks down and states in his testimony, "I forgive you because of what Jesus has done for me, how he's forgiven me,
Yes.
how much he loves me, the God of the universe loves me.
Lewis.
So my natural instinct is to love you." And the change that you saw in that white racist officer, I don't know if she put her faith in Christ, I'm not sure. But it's the historic black church who've been completely shredded to pieces by injustice their entire antebellum throughout, and how they're trying to figure out early on, do I forgive my white racist slave owner who was saying slaves obey your masters through the Bible? Are they getting this wrong or right? Down to, I'm still being treated in a racist kind of way, even now. No matter how woke the culture might sound, there is racism still out there. And yet that shows the historicity of this freakish nature of forgiveness that comes only through the cross of Christ, and how it is the biggest apologetic in my mind for Christians in this day and age, because everybody just wants justice. Everybody just wants, you offend me once, I'm done with you. Everybody just wants, oh, you're part of that tribe over there? Well, you wronged my ancestors, I'm done with you. There's something attractive about grace where I want a second, I want a third chance, and I actually potentially want to be reconciled with you, but how do I do this outside of the cross of Christ?